Hi, I'm Christine. I have a passion for travel, and in this video, I'm going to show you one of the ways I make money to fund my adventures. I got into flipping campers several years ago when my family and I bought a pop-up to go on a camping trip. Long story short, no one had a good time, and as soon as we got home, we parked it in the front yard and put a for sale sign on it. We ended up making a couple $100s on the sale, which also meant we got to use the camper for free on our trip. So we started to do it on purpose. We looked for undervalued RVs, fixed them up, and sold them for a profit. I started to focus solely on pop-up campers about 3 years ago. These are small enough projects that I can pretty much do everything by myself. I have a lot of fun doing them and I make pretty decent money. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of how I flip one from start to finish. I start by searching through the pop-up campers for sale on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist each morning. It often takes several days for one to be posted that is undervalued and in good condition. I have to act fast once I find one because they usually sell quickly. In order to be ready as soon as I do find one, I pack up my car with all the items I'll need to test everything in the pop-up before buying it. I have a very thorough checklist I go through on site before I agree to buy them. Okay, it's a couple days later. I found another one that I'm interested in. It's an older one. It's a 1987, so it's pretty old, but I've kind of got an idea of what I want to do with it. I'm thinking just basically update the flooring and the paint and just add a couple of modern fixtures like cupboard handles and things like that, and kind of do like a remodeled vintage vibe. The owner says everything works, but I brought everything I need to test it, so as long as everything works, it's in my price range. It's $900. I try to keep them under $1,000, so it looks really promising. Fingers crossed. I'm so sweaty. I couldn't really video testing everything because I just didn't want to take any more of the guy's time. And it's so hot out. Everything tested out pretty okay. The things that are decreasing the value, in my opinion, are the stove is missing one of the knobs and the grill thingy here. It's missing an entire cabinet. Here, it's just kind of like an ugly cutout. It does not have a furnace. The ceiling has bubbles in it, which shows signs of water damage at some point, but it's not terrible, but it just does decrease the value. And the door has got busted out and a little bit of water damage, but it's still, the frame is solid. You know, the exterior is seen better days. Those are the things that I felt decreased the value. Whew. I am still a sweaty mess, but I am on the road. I'm just pulling out of her driveway. She did accept my offer of $700. I never want to lowball anyone, but there were some significant ugly things on this one that will reduce the price. But overall, the bones were really good. The structure was very solid. The canvas was in great condition. It's a 35-year-old camper, so for a camper that old, it was really in excellent condition. So I feel like I got a fair price. She was really happy to get it out of her driveway. She was super nice. So very pleasant transaction. And I have about an hour drive home now. The first thing I do once I get it home is set it up. So this is what it looks like set up and at home before I start cleaning. Now it's time to buy supplies. I bought the burner grate and replacement oven knobs off Amazon. The flooring and paint I wanted were at Walmart. Walmart didn't have any cute cupboard knobs, so I headed to Home Depot. These are a little pricey, but they are just calling my name. Look how cute that is. Once I was back at the camper, I removed the old cupboard handles and sanded the cutout. I prefer paint and primer combos, but Walmart was out, so I used a primer I had left over from a different camper. Once that was dry, it was time for the first coat of paint. One of my favorite things to do is paint and listen to podcasts. I just find it so relaxing. Lastly, I applied the second coat of paint and did any touch-ups needed. Now it's time to touch up the outside. I give her a good power washing and change the blue paint to black. The flooring is pretty fun to do. It's self-adhesive, so all I do is cut it to the right size, then peel off the backing and stick it to the floor. This is the finished product. I used leftover flooring to cover up the ugly door. These pieces fell off the next day, so I gave them some help from industrial strength glue. I installed the new cupboard handles, which did look super cute. The burner grate from Amazon did fit, but the oven knobs did not. Luckily, I snagged 2 off of a stove someone had put out as trash by the road. I had to drill them out a little bit, but then they fit. Staging is my favorite part. I get to be creative with my decorations and create a fun and cozy vibe. It is such a good feeling to be done and sitting in my finished camper. It feels so cozy and warm, and I am just so proud of all of my hard work. The profit varies greatly as each camper varies majorly in how much work it takes to resell. I ended up selling this one for $1,300. That's lower than I anticipated since I sold almost this exact same model for $2,700 last year. It is the off-season though, as it is fall here in Michigan, so I dropped the price a lot to make sure it sold before cold weather hit. My profit on the job was $507. I only have about 19 hours into the project, so I'm happy with that return. Here are some other examples of ones I've completed in the past. I've only ever lost money on one, and that was because I made an emotional decision on the original purchase instead of doing my due diligence. Which, like most things in my life, I learned by doing them wrong first, but I've learned from every mistake, and I feel like I have the system pretty much down to a T at this point. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Also, click on my other video here and check out how I make $1,000 a week living in my car delivering food. If you are a traveler and you found a way to make flexible income, please let me know in the comments. I'm very interested to find other ways to make money on the road. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.